I've read so many articles with completely opposite predictions of what's going to happen in 2023 with home prices. The housing market's going to bust, the housing market's going to boom, it's going to be stable. And I wanted to just take a second and explain to you why most of these housing market analysts and experts are going to look like absolute fools when the time comes. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's Brian Simmons here with eXp Realty in Southern Oregon. It's September 7th, and I'm so happy to provide you with another market report on the Southern Oregon housing market and some insights into what's going on in the bigger picture. If you could do me a quick favor, I'd really appreciate it. Just click that like button down here, hit the subscribe icon, and share this video with anybody you know who's going to be looking at buying or selling real estate in Southern Oregon. If you're curious what your home's worth or you're looking to do some house hunting, check out the description of this video for some super helpful links, including my website, buyingsouthernoregon.com. Now let's run through the data for Jackson and Josephine counties here in Southern Oregon. As of this morning, 1,219 single-family residential listings on the market. That is down from 1,245 last week. 86 new listings hit the market, which was the lowest of the year. 120 price changes, so continuing that downward trend, and that was now less than 10% of inventory had a price change. 41 listings came back on the market. 97 went pending, which is way lower than the last few weeks that were averaging around 130, but I told you that was going to happen. More on that in a second. 88 closed and 63 either were expired, withdrawn, or canceled, and that all brings us to about 13.8 weeks worth of inventory if we were to do a snapshot of just that 1 week. So a lot of different stuff going on there. Okay, the biggest piece that jumps out to me is just that exactly what I told you was going to happen happened. Okay, I said that new listings were going to be a lot less this week, and the new pendings were going to be a lot less this week, and that's primarily because of the holiday weekend. It was Labor Day weekend. In our market, that tends to be the same as like a 4th of July and those big holidays where people like to get out and go do stuff, go camping. So I think we saw that reflected in the data. Not a lot of new activity in terms of pending deals, not a lot of new listings hitting the market this weekend. So not a big surprise there. What is interesting is it was also the first week of the year where we saw more closings than we saw new listings. So first week since the very first week of the year, I guess is a better way of putting that. So as cool as that is, though, I'm not really going to read too much into that because I think it could just be an anomaly because of the holiday weekend. I'll keep an eye on that, though, and of course I'll keep you guys informed and report back next week. What I'm seeing, though, that's a bad sign on the buyer demand side of things is that mortgage rates continue to climb. We've seen that last for a couple weeks now. The Mortgage News Daily Rate Index, which is essentially a national average from all the different lenders that Mortgage News Daily pulls from, they are showing that rates are back above 6.25. I've been seeing that when in conversations with local lenders, and that matches the high that we've seen this year to date. Okay, so we've kind of peaked, came down, and now we're back up, and so that's not good for the buyer side of things, for demand. And if they stay high, if those mortgage rates stay high like this, or they even continue to go up further, I think that's going to have a big impact on buyer demand until those rates start to come back down into what I think is probably like the mid to low fives. And for what it's worth, if you're a buyer who's thinking that rates are going to go up, let's say, it probably makes sense to buy while they're low, right? Even though it's 6.25 is probably not low for most people, but if you're thinking they're going to go to 8, then why not buy at 6.25? If you think that the rates are going to come down and you find a home that you really, really love, then why not buy and bank on the fact that you think rates are going to come down and you can have an opportunity to refinance? So that makes a lot of sense there too. The other part of that equation is knowing what's going to happen with home prices, okay? You can predict what you think is going to happen to rates, but you also need to know what's going to happen to the home prices to be able to make the best decision for yourself. And that is what I wanted to really talk about today, is how wild the predictions are. So the question is, why are so many of these housing market analysts and experts going to look like fools based on their predictions of home prices in 2023? And the simple answer is, how can they not? When you're making a prediction that turns out to be wildly inaccurate, like I did in saying that I think the Oregon Ducks could hang with Georgia last week, that obviously didn't happen, but you tend to look like a fool, and I admittedly do, for making that prediction. So Some of these housing analysts and experts are going to be doing the exact same thing. Okay, so I want to share with you what this data looks like, so you can see exactly where a lot of these top people are predicting home prices are going to be in 2023. So according to the experts, Fitch Ratings, they say prices are going to be going down 10% in 2023. Moody's down 5%. Capital Economics down 5%. Zelman down 4%. Goldman Sachs up 1.8%. Zillow up 2.4%. Mortgage Bankers Association up 3.1%. Freddie Mac up 4%. CoreLogic up 4.3%. And Fannie Mae up 8%. Okay, and you could probably find different numbers for some of those, because I know that they change their numbers every single month. So this is based on the most accurate data that I could find. You might be able to find something different. So just know that the point of this is that there's a massive range of predictions from down 10% to up 8%. And so if you're one of those, if you're Fannie Mae and you're saying the market, the home values are going to go up 8 and they turn out to go down 10, how do you not look like a fool? That's my point. Another point is that these aren't just small armchair economists here making these predictions, okay? These are massive corporations with huge budgets to pour into economics and to pour into these studies and making these forecasts. Goldman Sachs, Zillow's, Fannie, Freddie, I mean, these guys are massive. Moody's, like, they're huge corporations that do this as their business. So it's crazy to me to see such a wide range of predictions from such big companies. So what I would gather from this is that there's a lot of speculating that must be going on behind the scenes. Okay, there's a lot of guessing. Okay, some are looking at the data that we have from the housing market, up to this point. And they're projecting it forward. Some are making assumptions with mortgage rates. Maybe they're going to go up or go down, and they're projecting that into their prediction. And some are probably just rolling the dice and saying, you know what, hey, 4, let's take it. You don't know. And honestly, like, at the end of the day, there's a really good saying that says sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And you know what? There's a lot of these people, I think, that are going to look like neither. So what should you take away from this whole conversation? What I would suggest is just look at this information as verification that nobody knows what the heck is going to actually happen. Okay, when you have Goldman Sachs and Zillow and all these big, huge organizations saying totally different things, that should tell you that nobody knows what's going to happen. Okay, if you feel like the market's going to tank, know that there's somebody who's way, way smarter than you who's saying that you're wrong. And if you think the market is going to boom, know that there's somebody way, way smarter than you who's saying that you're wrong. Okay? Nobody knows what's actually going to happen. And that's the key here, okay? And that's just the world we're living in. Again, if you're looking to do some house hunting or want to know what your home's worth, check out the description of this video for some super helpful links, including my website, buyingsouthernoregon.com. And please don't forget to hit the like button, click on the subscribe icon, and share this video with anybody you know who's going to be buying or selling real estate here in Southern Oregon. And I'd be more than happy to help you or them. And please don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything in the world I can do for you. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Take care.